Hello, I'm RetroJules. This is the Ferdinand, Tier 8 German tank destroyer. It's not my tank destroyer because I don't play tank destroyers. Well, I've got one, I've got the Hellcat. But this is quite an opponent if you come up against it with its very heavily armoured front plating. But I just wondered if you fancied getting in the car with me and having a quick trip to Bovington, because they've got one there on 2-year loan. And you didn't know this, but I only live half an hour away from Bovington, and just wondered if you fancied a quick look. Right, shut the doors, put your seatbelts on please, and right, do we have jelly babies? Yep, check. And oh, music. Got some old tapes here. That's an old TDK 90 best of. Oh yeah, that'll do it. It is a really nice day to be taking you to Bovington, and like I said, I only live half an hour away, so I can just pop in anytime and have a look at what is probably known as the finest tank collection in the world. And while I was there, I spoke to a couple of guys. One guy had gone there all the way from Australia to have a look at the tanks. That's how good this museum is, and he did say it is by far the best tank museum he's ever been to, although his wife did not want to get involved and she sat in the car complaining that tanks were killing machines. And she's quite right, they are, but they also defend our borders too. And there was a group of 3 really nice lads from Scotland. I think they came from Fife, and they were avid World of Tankers on the console. We had a bit of a chat, and yeah, they were really loving the displays and really wishing they had a waffle maker E100 there to look at, and a mouse. But you can't have everything, they haven't got those tanks. But what you don't know is, secretly behind your back, I have filmed every single tank in Bovington and walked around it with a camera and recorded it. So if you quite like this video and you quite like to see the tanks in real life, and you just don't have access to museums, and there are tanks in World of Tanks that you would like to see in real life, then just drop me a message and maybe I can do a little series of videos where I can show you the tank in the garage in World of Tanks and then show you the real tank at the museum and just sort of talk you around it if you like. But it's a beautiful, beautiful day for this journey. I am really lucky. I live in the heart of a county called Dorset in the very south of England, and it's a very green, lush country, and it's a half-hour journey. But don't worry, this isn't a half-hour video. I'm going to put my foot down. I'm going to get you there nice and quickly, so we can have a look at these tanks. Now what they've done is they've taken their big German monsters and they've given them their own German corner now, and they've brought in this Ferdinand and they've got it on a 2-year lease, and there was no way I was going to miss out a chance to see the Ferdinand, which is actually called the Elefant. That's its other name. And even though I'm going to show you the real footage of these tanks, I cannot stress enough, if you don't see these tanks in person, there's absolutely no way I can relay the size to you. Even when I watch my footage back that I recorded, watching people walk past them, It's not until you go up and stand right in front of these monsters that you realise how huge they are. And when I say huge, they are huge. You can walk around Bovington and all the tanks are big. Make no mistake, the game just does not get that into perspective. When you're playing the game, you're rushing. It's a game. And even though the tanks might feel or be sort of loosely based around how they were in battle, the size of them just does not come across. And when you walk in Bovington and see your first tank, you know you're in for a treat, and you can spend a whole day there. I have, looking at everything, and you can go back and see the bits you've missed. And when you stand in front of a German tank, you will not see anything as big as this. And to imagine these things coming at you in battle in World War II, they were menacing machines. And yeah, the Germans knew how to build a tank that would frighten the bejesus out of you for sure. So without further ado, let's drive you through this beautiful countryside and get you to the museum. Did you want another jelly baby? I'd quite like to keep the orange ones, please, because they're my favourite. Yeah, they are. Any colour you like, but orange. So here we are. Here's your lineup: the Tiger II with its prototype turret, the Jag Tiger, the Koenigs Tiger, the Tiger II, the King Tiger. And there's the Ferdinand, also known as the Elefant. And I'm stood up on a platform here filming these, and if you look at the front of the Ferdinand, you can see the ricochets. It's actually got ricochet marks off that front mantle. And the Tiger II's got that lovely Zimmeric coating, and it looks absolutely awesome. And even this doesn't do them justice. Look at the size of that cannon. That cannon belongs to the Tiger II. And so what I do when I walk around these tanks is I hold my camera at eye level. So it's right in front of my face, so you get an idea of the scale. They're pretty much twice the height of a man. Or a very tall woman, in fact. And the tracks are enormous. The wheels are huge. I mean, look, I'm going to put my foot down, and I've got a tiny little foot compared to this tank. And I'm a size 10 shoe, so, you know, I'm quite a big boy. And just going to walk around, and that Zimmeric coating on the Tiger II looks absolutely stunning. And I wasn't looking down the exhaust pipes, it's just a bit of a tight squeeze behind there. And just coming round to the other side, and they've got all the tools and everything strapped to it, and it is an awesome looking machine. And this big cannon belongs to the Ferdinand. And yeah, I'm going to say big, I'm going to say huge, I'm going to say wide, I'm going to say the tracks are massive. You kind of run out of adjectives when you are describing these monsters, but it's got it's in beautiful condition. It's got a really lovely paint job, the wheels look nicely painted. And you walk around and you get to the back of the Ferdinand and you get that very, very distinctive round hatch at the back. A little bit of a bullseye if you're in a light tank. And it's just imagining what this thing could do when it fires. It's almost beyond comprehension. And as we come round to the front, if you look up at the mantlet, you can see there's a plate and it's got a chip in it, and you can see the ricochet right through the two plates and then onto the actual body of the tank itself, and then there's a deflection mark just below that too. So that, you know, the armour on this tank certainly did its job and saved the crew, but how these things traversed in the mud, I do not know. And just as a little treat, as an extra for you, this cannon belongs to the Swedish Stridsvagn, the new tank destroyer in World of Tanks on the PC that you can put into siege mode with the hydraulic wheels. And this has always been hidden in the corner in Bovington, and of course now everyone loves it because it's featured in World of Tanks, and I'm sure we'll get it on the console probably later this year, who knows. But I just thought I'd show you that it does exist in real life, and if this thing was hull down, you wouldn't even see it, let alone be able to hit it. Well, I really enjoyed having you in the car with me, and you didn't eat any of my orange jelly babies, and it was really nice to take you on a little tour of the new tank that Bovington have got. I hope you enjoyed this. It was quite nice for me to do a video that's a little bit different. Please let me know if you want to see some more tanks like this or not, whether I'm wasting my time. Do let me know. But in the meantime, keep safe, keep tanking, and I'll see you soon. You're listening to Retro FM. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to play you some classic tunes on your way home. Don't know where you've been today. Maybe you've been to a tank museum. What are the odds? But this is Gina G. Ooh, tank just a little bit.
What can you do for me?